Hello students, how are you? I hope you must be safe and sound at your homes and be in touch with your studies as well. At the same time, you must be in panic as well because of your geography classes. So far, you couldn't have even a single class. So, dear students, regarding it, I must ensure you all that you won't be having to wait any further, as you would be having frequent videos and PDFs, and I hope you will utilize them as well. So, with it, let us start the very first chapter, which is Essentials of Map Making. Students, you know that our Earth is a huge planet and it also boasts various rare features like mountains, valleys, plateaus, plains, deserts, seas, and oceans, etc. Due to its enormous size and shape, it's not possible to see the entire of the earth in a single glance. Even it's not possible to draw the entire of the earth on a flat surface. So, to come across with these difficulties, we have different models like what? Globes and maps. Students, you must be knowing that globe is a three-dimensional representation of the earth. At the same time, what is map? Map is a map is the representation of the earth or part of it on a flat surface. Do you know one thing? That maps are not the recent phenomenon. They existed earlier as well. But the earlier maps were not so precise. So you can say the maps they came into being after the 17th century. They were the precise one, and you can say people who study the map, they are called cartographers. Okay, and the science of studying map, that is the cartography. The word cartography has come from the French word carte and graphy. Carting means math and graphy means drawing. So, drawing of the map. Now let us study about the types of maps. On the basis of their size, maps could be a large scale map or a small scale map. Under the large scale map comes the topographical maps. You know what are topographical maps? These maps are multi-purpose maps and they show the natural as well as man-made features. These maps are very useful in defense, tourism, etc. Another is cadastral maps. Students, cadastral maps have the origin from the French term cadastre, which means register or territorial property. Cadastral maps provide us with the details such as boundaries of properties and individual buildings, etc. They are used to register the ownership of landed property by demarcating the boundaries of fields, buildings, etc. Examples of cadastral maps are village maps, town plan maps, and revenue maps. Students, after it, we'll have those small scale maps. So, under the small scale maps comes world maps and atlas maps. World maps indicate large area that could be viewed in a single glance. They show the railway, the political, the physical, relief, temperature, etc. At the same time, atlas map is a map on a small scale and which can represent the entire of the earth in a single sheet. Here, not the entire earth means to say that you can say a country or a city, it could be shown in a single sheet. As earlier itself, I've told you all while telling you the basic difference between a globe and a map, that globe is the three-dimensional representation of the earth. At the same time, map, it is the what representation of the earth or part of it on a flat surface. But at the same time, we ought to remember that the entire of the earth can't be represented on a single sheet or flat surface. Now, maps are also represented on the basis of their purpose and content as physical map, political map, and thematic maps. First of all, physical maps. Physical maps represent all the relief features of the nation. This may be mountains, valleys, plateaus, rivers, etc. At the same time, political map. These political maps represent the country, the capital, and important cities and towns. At the same time, the national and international boundaries as well. Next is thematic maps. Students, you have to remember that thematic maps are such maps which are based on certain themes. For example, population of an area, rainfall of an area, that is called thematic maps. Further, we'll study about the elements of a map. Students, though there are 7 elements. Title. First one is title. What does it represent? It represents the subject of the map. For example, water bodies, climate, natural vegetation, etc. Second is scale. What is scale? It is the relationship of the distance shown on the map with their respective ground distance. Direction. It is with the cardinal directions or the main directions. Students, you know very well that north, south, east and west, these are the 4 main directions or the cardinal directions. At the same time, we also have what sub directions or the intermediate directions, and such direction could be found between 2 main directions or the cardinal directions. Fourth is grid system. What is a grid? Students, you might have read in your classes that grid is a representation of what? Representation made by the intersecting lines like the latitudes and longitudes. So in a nutshell, we can say that the network formed by the intersection of latitudes and longitudes are called grid. What is the need of grid? Grid, actually it is needed for the exact location of places. Fifth is conventional signs. There are different modes of representing the conventional signs by means of symbols for the roads, railways, rivers, fireland, causeway, etc. Sixth one is key. Keys explain the meaning of the symbols which are used in the maps. And the seventh one is index. For the illustration of the conventional sign and symbols, index are used in the map. A map represents the features of a earth and surface in miniature form. Thus, a map is needed to be drawn to a scale to depict the features of the areas it represents. Students, I have told you earlier that scale. What is the scale? It is the relationship between the distance on the map to its respective distance on the ground. So on this basis, scale has been divided to 3 types. First of the scale is statement. In it, we represent scale in terms of words or statement. So for it, we make a statement. For example, 1 centimeter to 1 kilometer or 1 inch to 5 miles, etc.